hear me, but
All
let's
right,
reach out
I'm
and
going to go
with
ahead
our
and get started. My name is AcreValue. I'm the sales executive with AcreValue, CoStar company. I wanted to go ahead and switch my screen over so we can take a look at AcreValue. First, what I'm going to do is walk through the different items that most people use within the product, and then I'll go into an actual use case of finding a site, doing a report, so on and so forth. So the first area I wanted to start with is going to be the Market Explorer. So again, this can be accessed on the main page here, right down here. This Market Explorer tool, this is a way for people to search either nationwide, a state, or even a specific county to get a good overview of the trends in land values. So first, we wanted to start by referencing Farmer Mac as our one of our partners here. This Farmland Price Index is powered by them, and it gives you a good idea of over time the changes in farmland average price across the nation. So this is just on a quarterly basis. But below it here, I've gone ahead and focused on the area, the state of Texas, just to give you some market statistics. This is going to break down everything from sales price per acre, where that's trending, how that's changing over time. For my timeline here, I've just got the past year, but again, that can be adjusted along with other parameters. It's going to go ahead and break down the total transactions during that time, average transactions on a quarterly basis, the volume, acreage sold, and it'll go ahead and display everything in easy to view statistical charts, numbers, and this can be actually exported to a PDF, or you can even go ahead and click this link here to view the underlying data. It'll take you into the software and give you an idea on what numbers that's pulling from and be able to explore further there. Instead of waiting for that to load, since it is for the entire state, probably will take about 30 seconds or so. I wanted to then go ahead and show how this will change. Based on this area up here in Lubbock County, once we refresh the results, we can see how that trend is changing for this county specifically over a given time, as well as, again, breaking down everything that goes into those numbers, just like we did on the statewide level. So I wanted to start there. This is one of our key features here for exploring regional, statewide, county level trends. And next, I wanted to go into the software itself. So we have 3 maps. 2 of them are probably going to be the most worked out of. I'm going to start by doing a brief overview of each one and then focus mainly between my parcel and my sold land map. So number 1, first map that we're going to have here is going to be our parcel level map. So this will give you everything you need. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and just pick a parcel in the state of Oklahoma. Once we zoom in enough, all these parcel lines will start to show up. And we click on a parcel here, we can see some basic information on the parcel card, including acreage of the parcel, your ID, where it's located. We're going to go ahead and score most areas in the country with their soil quality using NCCPI. The owner information, a name. With this magnifying glass here, you'll be able to see this in a couple different places. We can do a public record search. This one didn't come back with a lot, but a lot of times you'll get phone numbers, emails, any alternate addresses like we have here. The next feature here is we're going to be able to actually view our parcels with this owner. This one just came back with 1, but if it was multiple parcels that this owner owned, it would go ahead and lay them out for you with just a click of a button. And again, we can do a parcel search with a mailing address. Sometimes the names on deeds of different parcels, maybe it's under C, or whatever the case may be. That's just another way of making sure that this owner owns which parcels we are looking at. As far as land use or crops, it's going to go ahead and break that down. And again, this is just a high-level overview before we actually run a full report and get into the parcel itself. Now, before I go ahead and dive into a full report, I wanted to briefly mention the other 2 maps we have here. So number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so you can see this, is going to be our for sale map. So this is syndicated through our parent company, land.com. They also run the websites Landed Farm, Farm Watch. So any active listings are going to be syndicated through here onto AcreValue. So you can go ahead and view the list view of the listings. If you want to take a look at one, you can get some listing details through our site and then actually get to the original listing using this link over here. And as you can see, it went to land.com to that original listing. This map is purely going to show any active for sale listings. And then finally, the last map I wanted to mention, we'll get into this a little more after we take a look at the parcel map and our report, is going to be our sold land map. So this is our sold land database. As I zoom out, you'll be able to see a breakdown of how many sold listings we have. Our comps go back to 2014, so about 12 years worth. And we just zoom in a little more. These filters out, and you'll be able to see a breakdown on these county level basis on how many comps we have in each county. To give you an idea of what some of those look like, I'm going to zoom in here, and you'll be able to see these listings start to populate. So for example, clicking on this one here, 1.4 million, you'll be able to see some basic information, sale amounts, when it was sold. This is from 2019. Buyers and sellers, along with, if available, this one was a cash purchase, but some of them will have mortgage information, such as this one here. When available, so the lender, the amount, interest rate, LTV ratio, so on and so forth. We're going to get into this a little more here once I am done with the parcel map. I wanted to go ahead and switch back to there. So what I'm going to do, going back to that parcel that I had selected originally, this drop-down menu right here is our pick list. So as we select parcels, you'll see them added to the list here, so you can keep track of the ones that you've clicked through. And we can go ahead and run a full report. Just being honest, this will take 5 to 10 seconds usually for one parcel. If you're doing a report on multiple parcels, it may take a few additional seconds to load, but this is going to give you a full report with all diligence layers that we provide. And I'm going to go ahead and run through those here. So first page we'll have on the report here is you'll be able to get an idea of just a brief overview of the land itself, as well as different attributes that we can provide. So here is that parcel of land. There is no zoning code on this parcel, but if there was, we would provide the zoning information here. The land use, so this is from the most recent year of data we have, 2025. It's going to break down what areas of the land, as you can also see here, grass pasture, forest, other, developed grass pasture, non-cropland, and water, so a little more detail there. Some economic attributes of the county, so saying that Pontotoc County is a moderate tax county, moderate livestock demand area, and this will vary, moderate, low, high, based on the average for the county. A few more physical attributes. So it's going to, again, that NCCPI, which is our soil quality for most of the nation. There are a couple outlying states, specifically Illinois, which uses PI, and then one other which uses a different soil ranking, but 46 of the 48 states are using NCCPI. So that's going to be pretty standard as far as that soil quality. So it's going to go ahead and give you that quality for the parcel that you selected, as well as the county average for this county. So we can see that it is actually above average for this parcel. And then again, high-level overview. If you had selected multiple parcels in this report, it would go ahead and list them out one by one here. But it's going to give you the lat long, acreage, the slope, this little box here, that's the actual shape of the parcel. Again, land use from the previous year as far as crops or land use cover, so grass, pasture, forest, whatever is covering the land. Zoning, again, that NCCPI. Moving on from here, going to go ahead. The system will pull 4 sales comps that most accurately match the target parcel, but we can go ahead. I always like to go in and filter them based on parameters that I think are most important. So number 1, I like to lower the search radius and go ahead and drop that to 50 miles. The main land use here is grass pasture, so I want to go ahead and just see other comps that are similar in land use. Going to go ahead and source this from the last couple of years, which is the default. And our target parcel is 159 acres, so I'm just going to go ahead and view all parcels between 100 and 250. And once we apply those filters, you'll go ahead and be able to see 4 new comps pop up. It may do a duplicate comp like they kept that comp 4 here, but otherwise we went ahead and selected 3 others that most likely associate with the target parcel. So some of the information that you'll have here is going to be an average of the comps, that comp average price per acre, give you a good idea of what this piece of land could sell for in today's market. Distance away, so we're going to see that all these fall within about 16, 17 miles of our target parcel. The size of them, the top crop or land use, your soil quality, and this can all be filtered as well in our advanced filters here. And we can actually take a look at any of these comps here, so we can click on them with the map. It'll go ahead and give you a high-level overview of the sale price. So this is comp number 4, this guy right here. And if we want to view additional details, as I had shown in the sold land map, we can actually go ahead and click that listing right out of the report. As you can see here, that view full details, and it'll go ahead and take you to that selected sale, breakdown, buyer, seller, any other information. Again, this is a cash purchase, so no mortgage information available here. And I'll go ahead and go back into this map once I run through the rest of this report. But we can view these details for any of these comps that are selected. So this is a good way of pulling comps for a specific parcel, but our parcel, or not parcel, our sold land map will be a way of pulling maybe multiple comps, or simply just exploring comps based on an attribute. So there's 2 ways to do it, either off a particular parcel or group of parcels, or you can simply explore, as we will do here shortly, in our sold land database. The next item on the, as we start looking at some of these diligence layers we'll provide, is going to be our elevation. So we'll go ahead and break down the average elevation, and then go ahead and using a heat map as well as these ranges, break down how much of the acreage is what percent of the area, and what that elevation falls in. So it's like 1095 to 1103 here, and not much elevation change through this parcel, looking like 1103 at the top to 1025 at the bottom. So certain states like Colorado, obviously you'll see a much more drastic elevation change, but in a state like Oklahoma, relatively flat, this is how it's going to present. Next one here is going to be our vegetation intensity or density. This will be displayed in NDVI, which is going to be your normalized vegetation as far as our score here on a scale of 0 to 100. So we're at 71.87, pretty dense, as you can see with a lot of this forestry. That's probably the main reason. And we can actually go ahead and use this tool over here to see, okay, so the dark green areas are going to be more heavily forested, and we can go ahead and change that for ease of view. Again, it's going to break that down in the least dense places to the most dense in these darker green areas. Next one here is going to be our soil survey, so we can go ahead and break that down by quality, lighter shades to darker, higher quality is going to be our darker shades, or we can view it based on the soil type. So as you can see here, color coded, and you can view that information here on the different soil types that are present on the property, as well as exactly where they lay on the property. And again, being above average of that county average, as you can see here with the NCCPI score. Next one here, it looks like this may be a river, possibly dried river, but this is why there is a flood zone hazard in this area, a high flood zone hazard, the rest of the property minimal flood hazard. So it'll break down where that flood zone lays, what percentage of the field, how many acres, and give you all that information again on the map, as well as broken down here on the report. So crop history or land use history, this is going to break down. No crops look like they're present on the property, mainly just grass pasture, as this light green indicates, or the dark green up here, which is forested land, specifically deciduous forest. So as you can see how that land use changes over time, it'll go ahead and break down for the last 5 years, well, with 2025 being the most recent year. So you can see here that 2021, 2, and 3 were actually closer to 50-50 as far as split between grass pasture and forested land. And then there was a substantial tree removal in 2024, which led to a change in that land use, switching almost to 75% grass pasture by 2025. Some information on the owner as far as tax amount, assessed value, any legal description we can pull from the deed will be residing here. And then we've got 2 more areas here. If there's any environmental easements of concern, which there are not on this parcel, it would show here. And the last one here, we're at a 5-mile radius from our target parcel in the middle. This is going to give you any points of interest, whether that be power plants, oil pipelines, gas pipelines, remediation sites, conservation areas, as you can see in the green, sort of protected area here. All these blue areas are water bodies, oil wells. We're going to go ahead and have the electrical information through our enterprise plan with the transmission lines, substations, and all their locations. So this gives you a good high-level overview of any points of interest or things to be aware of in the area. And again, we're at a 5-mile radius. We can go ahead and switch that up. I went ahead and dropped it to a 1-mile radius. So whatever is best for your needs, you can go ahead and adjust that there. Now with this report, they will save to your, in the top right corner, your menu here under your report. So all these will be saved as they are presented, or we can go ahead and download them right out of the system. So once we download it, we can go ahead and uncheck anything that may not be of relevance to us. For example, elevation, easements, and so we're not any present. We can go ahead and uncheck any of those here. And a few sharing options. We can either share this link. The people you share this with do not have to have an AcreValue account, but they will be able to access the report, download it, print it, send it out by email directly through the system. But I'm going to go ahead and download it just for this purpose. Again, it will take maybe 5 seconds to download, but once downloaded, it'll go ahead and be presented in a easy to read and clean PDF. And the reason I show this is with our enterprise plans, you're going to go ahead and be able to put your company logo in the corner here. So this will genuinely look like an internally generated report, professional and very easy to share and use. I'm going to go ahead and switch up here. Let me go ahead and clear my pick list, clear my filters, and go ahead and take a look at the last section of our demo today, which will be our sold land database. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it up here, go to a different state since we've been operating here in Oklahoma, and switch over here to California. So number one thing I'm going to do is to apply some filters so we can get an idea of how we can do a search, how we can filter it, and apply any parameters that we'd like to apply here. So I'm going to go ahead and select California. The county I'm going to select is going to be San Luis, which will be right down here in the area I was taking a look at. So once we select that information, and the reason I did this and not doing a statewide search, which you can do, is just time to generate the results. If you do it on a county level basis, the results are going to generate much faster. So for the comps I am taking a look at, I'm going to go ahead, number one, sort by the last 2 years. And all these filters can apply for this search. I'm going to look at only mortgage sales. As far as sale conditions, I'm going to exclude any foreclosures, auctions, and just stick to market sales. Acreage for this example going to be between 100 and 125 acres. And then land use, you can go ahead and sort out properties either by crop type or specific land use. So for example, cropland, grass pasture, forested, or we can select custom here, which then you can go ahead and sort by pretty much every crop, every major crop that you can think of. We can go ahead and search for this particular example. I'm just going to go ahead and do grass pasture land. And once I select this, you can go ahead and do, hey, I only want to see parcels that have 50% of the field or more with grass pasture, or you can use acreage. So you can go ahead and apply that either way. Before I go ahead and apply these filters, I do want to mention you can save these filters for an easy to do search. As you can see, my saved filters here, you can click on any of those and quickly go back to where you were looking. So this search usually just takes a couple seconds, and my parameters were pretty specific. So we've got one result here. It looks like sale date 4/7/2025. And again, this is for my specific search and the parameters I put in, the results here. And this way you can go ahead and, as I'll go ahead and click on the parcel or the sold land item, this will go ahead and add to the pick list here. We can run a full report, so this will give you the same kind of diligence layers as well as a little bit different information because it is a sale and not specifically a parcel report, but same diligence layers that can apply to that specific parcel. As you can see here, the reports are pretty much identical outside of the first page. And again, you can use this to share with a prospect, customer, or just use internally for your purposes. So go ahead and break down all that information, buyer, seller, amount, date, that document number, mortgage information. But then otherwise, it'll go ahead and give you the same diligence layers as we had taken a look at in the parcel search.
No,
I'm going to do one more search here since this one only came up with a single result. I'm going to go ahead and do one more switch up here. We're going to stay in California. San Diego County. And without applying any filters, as you can see, we can go ahead and take a look at the results that came in, as well as the list view of this information. So this is going to give you an idea of, again, according to the filters, you don't have to filter it, can quickly pull multiple comps or explore comps based on either the list view here, or we can snap back to the map view. As I zoom in, those sales will start to populate. As you can see here. And again, we can click on them, add them to our pick list, or simply just explore based on the information provided. Again, we can use the skip tracing to find any publicly available information on the buyers and sellers. Similarly, as you can do in the map. So this one came back obviously with a lot more information, even age of the person, wireless numbers, landlines, emails, any alternate addresses. So very helpful in identifying owners and sellers and being able to get in contact with them if needed, all integrated here through AcreValue. This is going to be my high-level overview of AcreValue. I wanted to go ahead and open the floor to any questions that you can throw in the chat if anybody has any questions or wanted me to take a look at maybe a more specific example.
Well, I made I'm like 14 checked off like we need to connect.
And you can either open that through the chat box or the Q&A area. If you hit that Q&A, you'll be able to write comments under my questions. I'm going to go ahead and pause just for a couple minutes if anybody has any questions. If not, really appreciate everybody joining me today.